What's up, everybody? I'm Tam from Tam Psych Advice. Be sure to subscribe because this channel is hard to find, and if you lose it, you may never find it again. So today we're going to talk about how ENFJs resist having affairs or any type of temptation. And sometimes I like to talk about juicy topics, don't you? Do you think ENFJs are capable? And really, what I want to do is take a deeper look at how an ENFJ processes situations like this. So it's not so much the topic, even though I hope you learned something from this topic, but we always want to look at how an MBTI type handles, like what is their process. So let's say ENFJ has a lot of suitors, a lot of people coming at them, flirting with them, they want to be with them. Let's just put them on a pedestal for a minute, right? So, is it difficult or hard for an ENFJ? What is their thought process going to be? So, first thing, is the person a 1 out of a 5 that is approaching them or trying to tempt them? What is that number? If it's a 1 or a 2, they can probably do it pretty easily. Now, they may feel sad for the person, they may have empathy and compassion, and that part is difficult. But if it's a 1 or a 2, it's going to be pretty easy. If it's a 3 on a scale of 5, they're going to have a little bit harder of a time. Because let's say this person hits 3 out of 5 of their list. There are things that they want in a person, but this person is married, but they're approaching ENFJ saying, hey, I want to do this. ENFJ can resist. Now, when you start getting to a 4, kind of like when you see those storms, at least here, they always show us a scale of 1 to 4. 1 is not so bad. 2, slightly, so it can do some damage. 3, that's an enhanced risk. So now we're getting into some stuff. We might have some tornadoes. 4 is gonna be pretty massive. And if it's a 5, it's probably going to tear up the whole city. You don't even, my weatherman just said he's never even seen a 5, right? So you get to the 4, person is checking most of your boxes. There's something about them that's super appealing, super alluring. Maybe your love language is acts of service, and this person is always helping you at work. They're always stepping in. They're always rescuing you, saving the day. They help you carry heavy boxes. Or if you're a guy and it's a girl, she's always bringing you little treats. Or, hey, they have cookies in the office, I brought you one. They're speaking your love language, like they're hitting on that place, and it's really strong. And ENFJ is just like anybody else. They can be tempted. They can feel the pressures of, especially if it's somebody that they really, really like, or they're feeling passionate for, or maybe they're in a low place in their life and somebody is coming and feeding them, and it's the wrong person, it's the wrong scenario, but this person is coming at a very weak moment. It's going to be difficult for an ENFJ to resist that. Now, let's say it's a 5, okay? So now we're talking about tornadoes everywhere, or the hurricane is threatening to tear up the whole city, right? It's that level. It's like, okay, you've got kids, I've got kids, and now what are we gonna do? Because this guy or this girl is firing on all cylinders. They got the looks, you got the chemistry. They are one of the most handsome or beautiful people you've ever seen. They've got that edge that you like, or that sweetness that you like. They have the personality, they're cooperative, they're easy to work with. Or maybe you're attracted to somebody who's a little bit of a bad boy, and they sort of make you chase a little bit. Or it's a girl and she's so sweet, and but she's also playing a little bit of hard to get. Whatever that combination is that is specific to that ENFJ, now we got a 5. How is the 5 going to react? Is the ENFJ going to give in to this temptation? I mean, this person is promising euphoria and ecstasy. What is the ENFJ's game plan? And if you don't have a game plan, I suggest you have one, because if you live this life long enough, whether it's a person tempting you, whether it's somebody trying to get you to do something that you shouldn't do, let's say they're trying to get you to use drugs or drink or speed or spend all your money or gamble all your money away, or I'm trying to think of some examples, but you know what I'm saying. Like, temptation is everywhere, and it never completely stops. So what is your game plan, ENFJs? Do you let the person overtake you? Let's say you feel a little intimidated by the person. One of the hard parts for an ENFJ is ENFJs tend to be people pleasers, and they like closure. And even if it's somebody that they know this is the wrong person, but why do I feel such strong feelings? Why is this like stopping a train or a Mack truck? Why do I feel butterflies and euphoria? But this is the wrong person. What is an ENFJ going to do? Because even though, let's say it's a person who's a 3 or a 4, let's say it's a 3, they're not going to want to let that person down. ENFJs don't like letting people down. They can struggle with saying no and yes to a lot of things just for the sake of the closure and for not wanting to disappoint somebody or hurt somebody's feelings. They could say, yes, okay, I can't tell this person no. An ENFJ is going to really wrestle with that because they have a high moral compass and ethics. So ENFJs are going to start fighting. It's that fight or flight or fawn or freeze, because, hey, what are you going to do? Do you lock up and shut down, or do you start fighting your way out of it? What do? I think ENFJ is going to put on the boxing gloves. They're going to try to fight. This is a strong type. They're extroverted judgers. That type is kind of a powerhouse anytime you see that on a person. The problem with ENFJs, the major problem, I think, is the NF together. That feeling, it softens things. It adds empathy, compassion, feeling, deep yearning, euphoria, a romantic kind of alluring element to that EJ that can be very compelling. So they're going to that's an issue. The other thing that's difficult is that intuition by itself. That introverted intuition is elusive. And that's why they can go into shutdown mode and let things start coming to them and flowing to them, because ENF and intuition is hard to put your finger on. It's hard to grasp. It's not like sensor where it's detailed, it's factual, it's orderly. Intuition is all over the place. It's the whole picture. It's a whole forest. It's not those trees. So it's elusive. So trying to get control of that intuition, the imagination, that's the piece that's going to make this really, really challenging, especially if this person is like, I'll never have this opportunity again. Like, I don't have much practice with a person who's hitting on every single cylinder. So how do you resist that? So they're going to go in and they're going to start doing some research. They're going to start looking and saying, okay, let me look up some videos with people talking about what happens when you have an affair, how it ruined their whole entire life. Let me get some real life examples so that it's not so elusive. Now, are they going to want to do this? No, because it's easier to just let euphoria happen and be in the clouds. But that EJ is going to come with a big baseball bat and it's going to try to fight. It's not going to let the N and the F win this thing. It's going to fight with all its might, because if you have an affair with someone who has children, and I've been a counselor for a long time, so I've seen a lot of scenarios where people's lives get decimated. When you're a kid, your parent is in control. You can't control that stuff. So if your parent decides that they're going to cheat, they're going to have an affair, it could ruin your entire life. So now you've got a suitcase that you have to go stay with this person. And then you've got to go and stay with this person for a week. Who wants to live in two places and do all that work every single week? So you can destroy that person's life. They're going to play out scenarios, because that's what N does. It fast forwards, it goes into the future, and it's going to look and see what is going to happen if I decide that, yes, our love, the way that we feel for each other is so unexplainable and so powerful and so charged that it's worth losing everything for. That's how it can feel. But they're going to go to that other side. They got that EJ swinging, and it's going to tell them, no, you got to fast forward into the future. You already got a lot of problems, ENFJ. Do you want the problems of his whole family hating you because you ruined their life, you ruined the kid's life, you ruined the wife's life, you got blood all over your hands? So not only are you taking responsibility for your own life, you've just taken over all these people's lives and you've decided to ruin it for them. Maybe this person would have been the cure for cancer, and now they don't care because there's so much chaos going on, so much fighting. So ENFJ, you just put yourself in a situation where the grandma hates you, the father hates you, the brothers and sisters hate you. Can you withstand all of that hatred coming at you? They're going to play out another scenario. What if he decides or she decides that they're not leaving their mate? So now this person has to split their time over there, and then they've got to come over to you. You're sneaking around, and to think that you are so amazing that you won't get caught is also crazy. That's what the ENFJ will tell themselves. So ENFJ will start arming themselves with as much as they can. ENFJ, because they have that ability to fast forward and see what is going to happen in the future. Remember, this love interest is not making it easy. They're doing everything you like. Your love language is gifts. They're bringing you chocolates. They're bringing you flowers. They're bringing you tools that you can use for your whatever, your car, whatever. They're doing all the things that you like. Your husband or your wife never tells you how good you look, or they never tell you, oh, that was so good, that meal was so good, or they never tell you thank you. So you feel depleted in that area. And this other person tells you all the time how amazing you are, how beautiful you are, how handsome. They tell you, thank you so much for fixing that for me. Like you just got these hands of gold. Like you can do anything. They're empowering you to reach your dreams. They're doing everything that you like. You like hugs. Your husband or your wife never gives you hugs. But ENFJ is going to fast forward into the future, and they're going to start saying goodbye to this person in their head. They're going to have these scenarios that they play out where they're actually watching these scenes happen, where they're saying, you know what? I'm saying goodbye to you. I'm not going to ruin your life, and I'm not going to let you ruin mine. And someday, 100 years from now or 50 years from now, we're both single. Hey, we can hook up then. But right now, I have to say goodbye. They might even cry. They might get really upset. They might feel real heartbreak. It's like, let's fast forward to the heartbreak before we get there. And let's play that out. Let's feel it really, really deep, and let's work through this. They are also going to reframe the situation. If this is a coworker, this is not your spouse. Is it okay to have a positive coworker relationship with someone? Absolutely. A healthy one where you guys are working well together and everything is gelling and you help them and they help you. Reframe it. This is not a personal romantic relationship. This is a positive work relationship, and you're getting a lot of benefits from it, and you don't want to destroy that. So yes, you can enjoy having an amazing coworker. What a blessing. This is a coworker. This is not a love match. So they're going to reframe it. They're also going to find an accountability partner, somebody that they trust. ENFJ is also going to say, I don't open doors that I can't close. And when you open a door to an affair, you just get ready to be in that mess for 6, 7, 8, 10 years. If you are feeling as much pain and euphoria, but a ton of pain, a ton of guilt, a ton of grappling and wrestling and trying not, how are you going to feel a year from now if you say yes to something that you're having this much difficulty not entering into? It's better not to walk through that door. It's better to keep that door closed. That's what ENFJ is going to tell themselves, because ENFJs tend to protect themselves for the future. I don't feel like putting these clothes away. I don't feel like putting these dishes up right now. I don't feel like sweeping the floor. I don't feel like finding my clothes that I'm going to wear for tomorrow. But ENFJ fast forwards how you're going to feel later. What's going to be happening 2 hours from now? Your toe might be hurting. I'm joking, but somebody could ring your doorbell and you have company now. So how you going to feel at midnight trying to get your clothes together or pack your lunch for the next day? You're going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel exhausted. So I'm going to do it now. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to do this now. So ENFJ has this great ability to look in the little crystal ball or be protective of their future self. And the current self has to suffer a lot sometimes. I don't want to sweep the floor. I'm exhausted. I don't want to make the kids lunch for tomorrow. I'm tired. But if you don't do it now, they don't trust the future. There's a part of ENFJ that absolutely does not trust the future. What is going to be happening? Can I handle it? I know I can handle it now, even though I'm exhausted, even though I'm frustrated, even though I'm pushing against, trying not to break the rules. It's better to suffer now with the agony of yearning and longing than to step into that door and not be able to get back out of it. Because chances are once you go in, you're not going to be able to get back out, not without a whole lot of destruction and damage. Check this out, because I've got a surprise. I created an MBTI book just for you guys.